The most important document in Hong Kong's history has now been published. The white paper on Hong Kong's future is now available free of charge. You have the chance to express your views. Read this publication and submit your opinions in writing to Assessment Office, GPO Box 9000, Hong Kong.
That video from 1984, officials in Hong Kong were soliciting public opinion about the plan to leave British rule and return to China. 13 years later, that plan took effect. Fast forward to today, and demonstrators want more. They don't like the selection process for their chief executive. The demonstrators, mainly students, have been protesting for about 4 weeks now. And on Tuesday, they met for the first time with the Hong Kong government to discuss their demands. CCTV's Zhang Nini is live for us in Hong Kong. And Nini, take us inside those talks. What did we hear?
Well, the 2-hour debates on democracy came after weeks of prolonged demonstration had blocked the city streets. Expectations were low for this round of the talks, given the huge differences between the government and the protesters. No breakthrough came out of Tuesday's meeting, and city officials reiterated the government's position that open nominations were not possible under Hong Kong law. However, they have agreed to send their reports to Beijing on the situation in Hong Kong and the protesters' demands.
It is kind of a peaceful meeting, and the aim of the Federation, why we are here today, is to bring the views of Hong Kong people, the protesters, to those officials from the government, to let them really understand the political demand of Hong Kong people.
As far as their position is concerned, I'm afraid that we can only agree to disagree. I noticed that there are already a lot of groups that have come out in public to make this plea to the student community to retreat from the protest scenes.
City officials are making it clear that there's room for discussion. In downtown Hong Kong, thousands of protesters gathered at main demonstration sites near the government office, listening intently to the televised talks.
We watched it live here, and then we think that the performance of the students are so great.
As had been widely expected, no breakthrough came out of Tuesday's meeting. Hong Kong's government reiterated its position that open nominations were not possible under Hong Kong law, where students continue to demand full democracy. Despite the gap, at least one Hong Kong Educators Association says the open dialogue itself shows the government's sincerity in the matter.
I think the Hong Kong government has shown great sincerity in explaining its position and a mild attitude in the matter. The next step is up to the students, whether they would cooperate and end the demonstration.
Tang Fei says his organization is urging students to abide by the law or pursuing their rights to speak.
The illegal assembly of the students shows that they have a weak sense of the law. I think it's good for them to pursue their ideal, but the precondition is to abide by the law. They should not do so at the sacrifice of others' rights and interests.
Zhang Nini, what's the next step for these talks, and are the protests still happening?
Where both sides have yet to decide whether to hold the second round of the talks, and meanwhile protesters continue to occupy the main thoroughfares in defiance of the court orders. Elaine.
All right, CCTV's Zhang Nini live for us in Hong Kong.